Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq, with daily insight on the Nasdaq-100 index, or the NDX, which is made up of 100 of the largest domestic and international non-financial innovative companies listed on the Nasdaq stock market. The NDX has been the barometer for U.S. large cap growth and also one of the best performing indexes over the last decade and a half, not to mention one of the most liquid index ecosystems in the world. Joining me this Monday afternoon, we have Chris Dearborn, Managing Director on Nasdaq's Market Intelligence Desk, with the Nasdaq-100 leading the major averages as Apple and Microsoft continue to outperform, Chris.
It's really been a significant week. The Nasdaq-100 made a 52-week high last week on the 10th at 10,155. We're only about 20 points away from there right now. The index has been moving steadily higher, and you've had a number of different factors to go along with it. Of course, you've had the heavyweights on the high-tech space moving the index continuously higher, making higher highs, but also a number of the other sectors, as we discussed last week, are moving higher as well. Then you had added volume last week with the index. You had quad witch and the S&P rebalance to add to this. So again, more volume. Index is still trading near all-time highs, and what you're looking at here is continued march higher, which is very interesting considering the environment that we're in with the reopenings, the spike in cases with the COVID, and some of the political uncertainty that goes along with it.
Yeah, it seems as if everyone is thrown in the towel for 2020 and they're banking their hopes on 2021. But Chris, let's take a look at your first chart here today at the technicals and see what price action is confirming.
Yep, this is the third time we're testing the new high at 10,155. The RSI is still below the overbought set. We're trading at about a 66 RSI now. Remember, 70 is an oversold condition, so still room to run. The index did pull back significantly the week and a half ago, right after we made the all-time high, but we retested it recently on Friday, and it looks like we're pushing higher today. The index is up almost 115 points right now as we speak. As I said before, only about 20 points away. So with this retest of the index, if we can close higher above it over the next couple of days on good volume, we're going to be moving into the end of the month. And with the quarter at the end of it, what you're looking at here is the Russell rebalance. Again, another high volume day, similar to what we saw on Friday. Friday, we traded nearly 16 billion shares on the consolidated tape. That doesn't even put us in the top 10 for volume days of the year with everything with COVID. It puts us about 12 or 13. We'll see if the Russell day can do that. If the index can close higher for a couple of days in a row on higher volumes, then this measures another 400 points higher above that high if we can hold this 10,155 number. Again, support right now is about 9,800, and below that you're looking at support at 9,500. So a lot more room to the downside than to the upside. But again, sentiment is positive for the index. Sentiment is moving the index higher. Nothing fundamentally has really changed. Again, everything is hinged on the COVID and the reopenings and how the public takes that.
All right, Chris, in your final chart of the day here, too, this is the heat map. Of course, Apple and Microsoft, the two top outperformers in the Nasdaq-100, but there's a number of other ones under the hood as well.
You know, they've been the outperformers consistently since COVID started. Microsoft, Apple, Amazon have been moving higher consistently, but it's nice to see Google moving a little bit higher up there. NVIDIA has had a nice run recently. Netflix naturally has been up there, but you're also seeing Adobe, Intuit, Zoom again moving higher after the fresh 52-week high last week, Intel. And what's interesting is that the index is showing on the downside a number of different companies, but they're not really hurting that much. Comcast, Amgen, Regeneron, some of the index's leaders previously are off about 1.5% to 3%, but point-wise, it only equates to about 2 points each. Remember, it's market cap weighted, so the big boys up top carry the most: Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. And you can see that in the point totals. 25 points higher for Apple, 25 points higher for Microsoft, over 10 points for Amazon. Again, easily offsetting the stocks that are having a difficult Monday for the start of the week.
All right, Chris, great stuff as always. Thanks so much for joining me on Trade Talk.
Thank you, Jill.
All right, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.